I like keeping myself excited. I'm making a cooking show. I make a book. I'm sure this happened to you. When you made Jiro Dreams of Sushi, you get put in a box. They're like, oh, you're like the documentary guy. Then you start making Chef's Table, and they're like, oh yeah, you're like the chef food guy. Like, I just want to keep moving. I'm not in the box. I want to throw the box in the air and have confetti come out of it. Are you having fun doing this?
Oh, I love this because I do interviews. It's like my job already. Do you want a coffee? Can I get you something?
I don't even drink coffee. But
you do drink caffeine of any kind?
Anyone? No.
Okay.
Anyone watching this, listening to this? Well, listening is better because if you're listening, then you're not seeing me holding back my yawns. And it's not because David is boring me. He's very boring, but he's not boring me in this moment. No, it's because I'm fully exhausted. I moved yesterday. I was moving boxes all day. The day before was my best friend's wedding, and I was giving speeches and slanging espresso martinis, and I'm holding on by a thread. But today we're talking about my favorite thing in the world, food, and my relationship to it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Of course.
So let's go deep into your subconscious now. What is the first meal that you remember in your life?
The first thing that's coming to me, I don't know why, is it was like a lamb gyro. That's the first thing I can really remember, is eating like shaved lamb over rice with yogurt sauce and one of those bad salad, that terrible salad that's the best salad you've ever had. It's just so terrible and so sugary and it's delicious. That's what I remember having.
Give me the whole scene. Let's do the flashback.
I'm in Reston, Virginia, and my mother would order, we would go to this place called Reston Kebab.
How old are you?
Maybe I'm 8, maybe. We order a plate, and it comes with the highest pile of meat on top of the best rice and the best here. I have no idea if it's actually good or if just it was so good to me growing up. And then my mom would get extra pitas and extra sauce on the side. And that meal would stretch us 2.5 to 3 days of both of us eating. And she would get all the extra pita. It's when you go to Katz's and you get the extra slices that you get a half loaf of bread. It's like that. And we made 100 sandwiches. And that's the best part about food. And there's so much of when you're eating a meal that has nostalgia and memories attached to it.
The story about it is what makes it special.
I know.
And you and your mom, this is the thing you would do together.
Yeah.
Right?
What was yours?
Well, there are two. Actually, if I want to go back earlier, the first meal that I really remember, and unfortunately it's a little dark. It's they made, I have actually two kind of weird ones. So one is there's a tandoori chicken that they made together.
Who?
My mom and my dad.
Okay.
Because I said they. I'm already way ahead of myself,
Okay.
dude. So I think I'm 6 or 7. I think I had a Ghostbusters themed birthday party
They're
at
making
my parents' apartment.
Tandoori chicken.
They're making tandoori chicken. Yeah, my
Very
mom.
cultured.
Yeah, my mom. That was the only thing that they really had in common, was that they both loved good food.
Was it terrible, their tandoori chicken?
No, I think it was good, but I remember that they did it for a day in a bag and they worked together on it. I remember this. Oh, that's the thing we do together. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I remember on summer camp, they came up and visited, and they had rented a house nearby for the summer or something, and they were making hollandaise sauce, and they had an explosive argument over the hollandaise sauce.
You were there?
Yeah. No, and they did it in front of me on my camp visiting day or whatever.
Okay.
And my brother's there too. I'm probably 10. My brother's
And what's
5. The argument is about execution of the hollandaise sauce, which requires special time. Hollandaise sauce being the sauce for the eggs Benedict. And it's a very careful timing. And I think my dad was doing a business call or something. And then the eggs started to curdle the thing. And it's if you don't care about this hollandaise sauce, the inference I think is you don't care about this marriage.
Yeah.
You don't care about this life. And so the food becomes a metaphor for everything.
Yeah.
And so I order eggs Benedict still because I'm still searching for something I don't know what the
This isn't traumatic. My mother still, I'll be like, what do you want for your birthday to eat? And she was like, oh, like I really want like eggs Benedict so bad. I need to have the best eggs Benedict. And I'll search and we'll finally get to a place and we get there and then it's her turn to order and she's like, I'll take the pancakes. Like it's crazy. She does it every time. She does it every time. And she'll be like, oh, well, that looked better. And I'm like, you beg me to eat eggs Benedict. And she wants like a one with like crab or lobster on it, not just like a normal one. So we have to like find a crazy place. And then she always orders something else every time.
It's the
crazy.
idea of the Benedict.
I don't
and then
know.
she gets there and she's like, actually.
It makes me so mad. My mom worked in a different state. So it was like, it took her a long time to get back. And me and my friends it's right when the George Foreman came out. Do you remember when the George Foreman?
Yeah, of course. The George Foreman being the grill.
It changed my entire life.
Oh, tell me about that.
And
that's the meal that changed your life is on the Foreman.
You know, we were Wolfgang Puck. Like we would create like the craziest sandwiches and like we're pressing them. We're putting like rice vinegar in the sandwich. Like we're doing like crazy things. We're making these like huge things and we like chop it up and I would like pass it out to people and like that feeling when I like knew I killed it and like looked at someone and I'm like, they're like eating the bite and I'm like, and they're like, then you're like, oh, I did it. I crushed. Like, and it just became a thing that I became obsessed with. I became obsessed with making that sandwich that everyone wanted to have. So like when we'd all make our own, I would like find ways to make like different sandwiches. It evolved into me like cooking other food and like, you know, creating like a community. It was like such a good way for me to create community. Still to this day, like all I want to do is like have my friends over and like cook for them and look at their faces when they do the face. Like it's like my dream.
Describe yourself as a kid in this time.
Benny is like inquisitive. He's like already skipping school to like go to like New York and Philadelphia to like make music. He gets offered a record deal when he's very young. Like they think he's gonna be like the next like Lil Bow Wow. His food taste is budding, but he likes like dog shit food. And he's like a stoked, happy kid.
It seems like you're like connecting with a lot of people, both in like your friends, and you're making the things, the sandwiches. What is your music origin story? I guess like how do you? What's the beginning?
When I was 4, I really got into music, and my brother used to take me to like a record. This is like before Sam Goody. Remember Sam Goody?
Yeah,
it's like before Sam Goody, and we'd like preview songs, and then like. You could buy like cassette tapes and you could buy like singles. I'm so stupid that I used to listen to the radio and I used to think the artist was performing the song. And I'd be like, man, like,
no, you're young.
Yeah, I'm like 50 Cent spending so much time in Virginia. Like, I didn't understand it. I was so obsessed with music and I started like getting like a piano. Like it's already happening with my nephew. He's like 2.5 and he like plays guitar and it's just like, I was just like obsessed. I was obsessed with singing. I was obsessed with acting.
You're on like Fisher Price gear or like what kind of?
Like whatever I could get my hands on. And like my other friend would have like a makeshift studio and I'd start working there. Then I would go here. And then like, I mean, by the time I was like 15, like there were record labels like flying out from New York City to like my homecoming and watching me rap.
So you're like the great white hype of this time. Like you're going to be.
They think I'm going to be something.
Yeah. What does that feel like?
I just like was like one of those people like super positive. Like I'm already believing it. Like I already believe it all.
That's the thing. Your belief and your positivity is like
God.
Incredible.
Yeah, there is no.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. Because like my mom definitely doesn't have it.
Did you have to cheer up your mom when you were a kid? Like, did you find yourself in a place where it's
no,
like...
she's not sad.
She's not sad?
I'm not a sad person. My dad can get sad. I was about to ask you a question, but I...
No, you can. I want you to ask it to me.
Does your dad get sad?
Yeah.
Does your mom?
Yes.
They're both... So double sad?
Dude, all sad.
Do you get sad?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, the reason I asked you the question... about like did you have to cheer them up is because I mean a lot of what I was like making videos and movies, like part of it is because I wanted to do something that would be like impressive to my parents and my grandparents.
Do you know Dave? He said he asked his parents once he had a song. It was like Freaky Friday, and it was like huge.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Am I a creative genius?" And they said, "What defines a creative genius?" And then he did Dave, and he's like, "Okay, you have to understand. Like Dave is like loved by so many. Like, am I a creative genius?" And they were like,
What were your parents saying to you? They were positive about
no one
you, or
thought
they
it
didn't
was
say
going to be.
anything?
My mom was like, "What's your backup plan?" I remember.
Oh, what's your backup plan is a good one. That's a very good Jewish mom thing.
Yeah, I remember. I was literally. I said, "Mom, I just went in the studio with Britney Spears, and I'm like doing a song with her." And my mom said, "No, you're not." And I said, "What do you mean? Yes, I am." And she was like, "No, you're not." And I was like, "Okay." And then like even when I had like huge songs on the radio, she's like, "But this like could fall apart at any moment. What's your backup plan?" She asked me what my backup plan was. Like right after I had Circus, I Kissed a Girl, Hot and Cold, and a song called Don't Trust Me. They were all in a row, and I had like 4 number ones trading off. And she just kept asking me what my backup plan was because it's not going to last forever, and that I shouldn't be so cavalier with like getting a new cell phone plan that was too expensive.
Wow. Wait, she was born in the United States, right?
She was.
Are her parents from like Eastern Europe
Yeah,
or
I
something?
think something.
Because like that scarcity thing, I know that feeling. I mean, my mom is always on the verge of catastrophe, but she has like so much money like saved up in the bank, like for whatever the horrible thing is. And
my mom was
she had like insecure childhood, and so
my mom, the first thing she says to me, she goes, "What if I get sick?" And I go, "Well, I don't know. Then you'll be sick." And she goes, "Well, who's gonna pay for it?" I was like, "You have all this money." And then she's like, "I don't." And I was like, "I'll pay for it." And she's like, "I just don't know what I'm gonna do if I get sick."
Well, she wants you to say it's gonna be okay, right?
That's all. Yeah, that's all I do say.
And you say that to a lot of people. You're like
I say it through food.
You speak through. I mean, I think that's one of your acts of generosity, and it's the way you show love. Like that's like kind of part of your love language. Just like cooking for somebody,
for sure.
And saying it's okay is a big thing. And so I guess your mom was worried when you were young, and you're always telling her.
Oh my God, she was so worried. Like finally, like I think like when it was like 5 or so years like into me like really crushing it, she was like, "Oh, I guess we were wrong." I asked her, I said, "When did you believe?" And she was like, "Well, I always believed in you, but like, you know, no one knows it's going to become anything. It's like a 1 in a million billion chance that you're going to become anything." She was like, "I love you and I want you to try, but you know, who knows what this is going to be?" Like, and she was definitely like petrified as I was coming up.
You do so many things, do a lot of cool things. I think a lot of the people that are even people that are fans of yours, like don't necessarily understand what it is exactly that you do. And we've talked about this about like for our, the project that we've been working on is like, what is a producer?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
A producer. Okay. There's like so many different senses of the word. 'Cause there's some people who are like, like Metro Boomin, Max Martin, they're like so involved in every little detail of it. And then there's someone like Rick Rubin, who's like completely the opposite. Like he doesn't even like touch a computer or play an instrument. He just like relies solely on his taste. And I think like a producer finds a kernel of an idea and they turn it into like a polished, finished piece of audio that you wind up hearing. But really what their job is to do is be like a therapist. Their full job is to be like a therapist and make sure everything happens and everything goes right. And, an artist comes in and you say, "How you doing?" They go, "Oh, I'm great." And then you say, "No, how you really doing?" And they go, I'm great." And then I'm like, "How you really doing?" And they're like, "I hate my mom. I hate this. I want to change this. I want," and those type of things happen. I remember I was writing with Ed Sheeran. We were writing what wound up becoming Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. And we're writing a song and like the lyrics were like so bad. And I was like, "Ed, like, can we please like make this about something? Like, what's going on in your life? And he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. And I was like, why? And he was like, I don't want to give like the girl who this song's about, like the credit to feel like I'm like still writing songs about her. And I was like, well, why don't we write a song about like not wanting to write a song? And then that first lyric we came up with for that song is the, I don't want to write a song. I don't want anyone thinking I still care. I don't, but you still hit my phone up. Like, I think that's really cool because by talking to someone and like getting to their core of what they're feeling and truly like being a therapist, you like find out so much.
I feel you. I feel you. And is there a moment that you've like, you found that somebody was just kind of like obstructing themselves and you've been able to just kind of pull the
every studio
stop out?
Yeah, every session. Are you kidding me? I can't tell you, so many artists want to throw away their biggest song. Like they don't want to put their biggest song on, or they like think it's done.
Yeah.
No, I remember like I'm on my way out in a car to go work on Katy Perry's album. We're working on Teenage Dream. Everyone's like, come to the studio. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to come to the studio. I'm so tired. And they're like, come on, just come to the studio. So I get to the studio. They go, we're done with the album. And I'm like, what? And like, I just traveled to get here to work on the album. And they, yeah, we're done. Want to hear the first 2 singles? And they play a song called Part of Me and a song called The One That Got Away. And I was like, okay. And they were like, yeah, it's done. And like, Katie's like jumping up and down. Everybody's so excited. And I'm like, okay, what do I do now? So I like go to the lounge. I'm sitting in the lounge. I decide to like make a few tracks and stuff. And the first track I make is California Girls, and the second one I make is Teenage Dream. And they like started right in that moment. And, you know, she thought her album was done. She thought the album was done. And then her like 2 biggest songs of her career happened right after that moment. So you like never know. And I didn't know either. And a lot of times the producer's on the same journey as the artist, where we're just like blindly going in and seeing what happens.
What is the turning point that you're like, wait, I'm actually, and you still are like a artist and a performer, of course,
Yeah.
but like, when did you find supporting, or like this role also of supporting artists and helping artists find their own thing, or like even just like the songwriting part of it? What is the turn?
I was just like, I didn't like the feeling. I got signed to a group. We would like tour. We were like doing all this stuff. And I like didn't like the feeling of having like all the eyes on me. So I was like, oh, I'll just like write songs for people. And
why? Because it seemed like you liked people.
18.
You like to serve people. You like to be there.
Yeah, but then when it was finally there, I was like, whoa, this is weird.
What happened?
I want to have like all the attention on me when it's like 4 of my friends, not when it's like thousands of people. I'm like shy in these situations. I know I like don't come off as shy, and I'm like good at putting it on, but I'm like, yeah, I'm like shy when it comes to like meeting new people that I have like no idea who they are. And it's like, I kind of like live my biggest fear like over and over again every day.
It's exhausting. And you're as generous a famous person as I've ever met, or just as maybe one of the most generous people, just period.
No.
Like we had a meeting one time and I was like, I'm hungry. He's like, oh, do you want lunch? He's like, are you going to be hungry for lunch? And I came over to your house and you're like, oh, you made me like I think I may have like asked, like, can you make me one of your special things?
Yeah.
And you made like the most delicious uni.
Where's my snacks?
Bowl ever. You know, honestly, I'm freaking ashamed of myself.
You don't even have snacks. You just have dry pasta.
I'm ashamed of myself. Yeah. But every guest gets one of those noodles.
They do?
No, just one of the noodles in the jar.
Can I pick mine at the end?
You can pick your noodle at the end.
Do you cook a lot?
Yeah. I mean, we just moved in here, but like, so I feel like I haven't recently, but like, yeah, I mean, when I was at our old places with our kids and everything was like set up in the kitchen and everything was ready, you know, I would cook like 4 or 5 times a week, and I would cook something that I would cook, like, let's say I'm like cooking a steak and some vegetables or whatever. And then I would like cut off pieces before I would like, separate for them because they like a little more cooked or like whatever it is. I would have like a kid's meal and an adult meal that I would make out of the same stuff.
Did you get good?
No,
like
I'm not as good as you. Like, you're good.
Did you get good by like did you pick up anything from the show?
Oh, absolutely. I pick up the tips and tricks. My taste is much higher than like my skill level. Yeah. But I understand like the basic simple things.
Who taught you the coolest trick?
Is, I mean, the coolest trick, one that I love is Alain Passard, and he just puts an eggplant on the burner and just torches the shit out of the outside of the eggplant, just like demolishes this eggplant. And so the outside, it looks like it's like a charred husk. And then all you got to do is then like you let it sit for a while, and then you open it up and put in some olive oil, some like nice salt, some, you could put in like some Parmigiano Reggiano, like just a couple little elements.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, that's a delicious eggplant. So it's about like the good ingredients. I mean, Wolfgang Puck was just here and he's like, get good ingredients and don't it up. What other ways in your life do you feel like you're hosting people or like making them feel at home?
God, it's so important to me. Almost everything I do is like a curation. Like to me, like I love, even if like someone's coming over to my house, I have to like make sure every room, like even ones they're not like going into, like is like perfect, where if they like walked by and it like their eye glanced into that room, it's like everything's like placed where it should be, and like it feels a certain way. And when you come over for dinner, you're like, oh, I never want to leave this place. Don't you do stuff like that?
Yeah. You don't want that. I mean, that's the telling thing too about like, yeah, you want to be surrounded by your people and you love them. Also, like in your relationship, how does that play out?
You know, I never dated anyone before who like reciprocated all the things I did. And like, we're just like, we just do everything together and like go back and forth. And like, you know, like yesterday I was like exhausted. And I like was so tired, and she just like did everything. You know, at nighttime, you just like have to do all the stuff. You got to put the dogs away. You gotta like go fill up the glasses of water. You got to go make sure this is done. You got to lock that door. You got to do this. And usually I do all that stuff. And I was like, I'm exhausted. And she was just like, I got you. And it was just like everything. And it's like things as simple as that. I'm just like, oh, like it just feels so good.
Yeah.
And it feels so good to like, you know, come home and like just know that the other person is trying to make the other person so happy, make their life so much easier. There's like no like butting heads like that, and it's like obviously like occasionally, but like
I think you're a diamond in the rough in a lot of ways because you don't have a lot of the hangups and things that someone at your level might have sometimes, because it's like you seem like someone who is intimate. I find that you have very easy intimacy.
You have to give yourself fully to the people you love.
And you're not afraid to do that.
No, I'm not afraid to just like fully fall head over heels for everyone, including like my friends, and like really like being there and, you know, I love like setting up plans, and like we go and it's like, I'm like, you guys are never, this restaurant's crazy. It's in like a back alley and there's like a man who like pulls your pants down and like shaves your pubes before you go. Like, it's like, no, like, but I want like that crazy experience. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I'm always, aren't you like that? Like when someone tells you about a restaurant and it's like, if there's something so crazy and different and interesting, you just like have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. The pubes guy.
No, not
I haven't. Yeah. The pubes guy, that's actually just before my limit. I think. It's like getting close to the limit. And that's a super intimate thing, is when you're sharing something that is special to you and you're not afraid if they're going to like it or not. You just know that it's going to be amazing for them.
Like some of my favorite restaurants are like in the backyard of like a grandmother's house in like East LA, and you like are like, where the am I? And then like taking people there so they can experience it too. I'm so excited. There's like a few restaurants like I really want to try that I haven't been to yet in LA that are like new ones that I'm like, oh my God, I gotta try this place.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this place, Baby Bistro?
Yes, I have heard of it.
I haven't been
either.
I rather like eat somewhere like I know is great. Like I don't want to waste a good meal. Like wasting a good meal is like I hate it because there's so many great restaurants in LA. Like I'd much rather go to like a sick restaurant than like try some new like fancy restaurant and be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I like your markings you're doing on the.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. This is literally how I deal with my ADD stuff in when I'm doing interviews.
Yeah.
Because on Chef's Table we do like long ass interviews, and I'll literally just start scribbling whenever my brain is like going away. So I'm still like on the page here. I literally have not read a word of this.
You wrote 3 notes, and the rest of it is just you keep doing a thing where it's a straight line, and then there's 2 on the opposite side. I have a great story. Ed Sheeran writes like a million songs every day. And sometimes he'll know we're writing a shitty song. And I'll be like, can we please just move on to the next song? And he says, no. I said, why? And he said, well, we have to finish the bad song, because if we don't finish it, some of the bad song is going to get into the good song that we write next. And I'm just like, do you mind like finishing the rest of the bad songs without me? Like, it's insane. Like, and everyone has their own like idiosyncrasies. You know, the thing I always wonder is, how do you get them? Every chef's table is so emotional. I cry in every single one. How do you get them to break down that wall? I know you said you just asked the same question, but what are some of your techniques?
The technique is showing commitment. You do the research. You're like, wow, I'm your fan. You know, I'm here because I love what you're doing. I'm bringing all the cameras. I'm bringing all the cameras, all the lenses, like all the stuff, all the crew. Everybody on the crew is very respectful. I come to the restaurant. I eat everything. You know, I eat everything they put in front of me. Like, tell me about anxiety.
Oh my God, my anxiety is next level. It is.
What about it? Why?
It always has been since I was a kid. Like, I didn't even know what it was at first. Like, I was like, oh yeah, the room spins for everybody during class. Like, and like, as I got older, I was like, yeah, of course, like you have to like go to the bathroom and count down from 10. Like, I just thought, I didn't understand. It wasn't like as like prescribed when I was a kid. Like, you didn't talk about your feelings like that. Like now kids probably go to therapy at like 3 years old. My head will get like fuzzy and it'll feel like there's like a forest fire like on top of my skull. And I just have like all these little things. I grew up, I have like ADHD, I have OCD, I have like all these little tics, I have all these like crazy things that like I've grown out of a lot of them, but I have like insane things that I just like have to do over and over again. Like I like as a kid, I had a thing where I literally had to go like 1,000 times a day. And one time like a kid was like, why are you doing that? And I was like, I have to do it or my mom will die. Like that was like, and they were like, and then the kid was like, oh, okay. Like, it's like,
wow.
Like if you open my refrigerator or like you go to like my bathroom, you would be like a crazy person.
No, I have seen it because it's all the water.
Yeah, like
the waters are all on the right.
Yeah.
Lines.
I read sometimes like if someone else puts them in, like I don't want to make them feel bad, but when they leave, I redo everything. I think one day I was just like, oh, this shit takes so long. Like I spend so much of my day like praying and doing little things. Like it's crazy.
How has that affected your work?
I think it made my work better, like because I'm so obsessive with like producing, and like producing is like the perfect thing for someone who has like OCDs and anxieties, and like I get to like put everything in the song exactly how I want it and work on it for hyper fixate on it for like 15 days in a row and get like the exact part. It's like there's nothing that scratches the itch better than that. And like food too, I think a lot of chefs are like obsessive compulsive, and it's like just like scratching that itch of like making it perfect. You did one for one guy in San Francisco, I think, and all his shit had to be perfect. There's a few questions I have to ask. Okay, one, like, do you ever ask like all the chefs like their favorite meal and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes if I can remember.
Okay, like what's Wolfgang's favorite?
Wolfgang's favorite meal is it's like, I think it's a Wiener Schnitzel because it was like a luxury.
That's crazy.
What Wolfgang said is that the Wiener Schnitzel is like, he's poor, he's very poor. Like you got to take a little bit of pork, you got to beat that thing flat, and then you bread it like twice even, and it becomes filling. A little bit of meat becomes filling everybody, and then he like stashes it in a napkin. He hides pieces of it around the house for himself as a little kid.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's his. What's like Jose Andres' favorite? Oh, I know his. His favorite thing is that omelet in the microwave. He said the best thing he ever made was like an omelet in a microwave.
Yeah.
This is his number one favorite thing.
And there's always some reason.
And his like potato chip omelet.
Right. He says it sounds like kind of like kid food.
Yeah.
What about you?
I love like so many things. Like recently I've been like, I can't stop eating linguini and clams. I can't stop.
Oh, it's the best.
For the life of me.
Yeah.
And I
love that.
I've been adding a few things into it that's pretty next level. I've been like making a recipe that's like I think it might be the best linguini and clams I've ever had.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So that's really, I want that.
Like just at the very end, I'm putting like the smallest dollop of uni butter
Mm-hmm.
in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it just gives it this crazy umami.
Have you been to Son of a Gun?
Yeah,
The
of
the
course.
spaghetti. They have the uni
Yeah,
in it.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
one's really good.
But that's like a uni pasta though. That's not a linguine and clams. That's just a,
right. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
No, I think they do have one with clams now.
well, it's closed now.
Son of a Gun?
Yeah, it closed a while ago.
Animal closed.
The Son of a Gun is closed. Are you gonna write it down? Are you sad? I have the recipe though.
That's up.
I have the recipe. Do you love Son of a Gun?
I love Son of a Gun because I love. You know what I love is the fried shrimp sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Was so good.
What are your favorite restaurants in LA?
Son of a Gun.
That's number one.
No, I mean I love Spago and because that's where I went as a kid.
Oh yeah, you love Spy.
Because my dad took me there, and I made me feel special. It was like, oh, this is the Hollywood restaurant.
Yeah.
This is where the celebrities eat. This is like special, and you get the off menu items. Like the restaurants that I loved as a kid were either my grandpa, like Shunley West in New York City and on the Upper West Side.
Of course.
My grandpa, there was like he's like I think he's from like Sweden or something. The maitre d' there. And he's the one who would like take the order for my grandpa.
Yeah.
And he would always like slip him like a $5 bill.
Yeah.
At the top of the meal. At the top of the meal in the end, he's always coming with a bunch of fives. He's giving $5 bills out to everybody. Yeah. He's getting the special things that are off menu that actually I found out are actually on the menu.
Yeah.
But
it's
the feeling of it was always so amazing. And I think that's something that's really special. I really like that. Is there any chef that you are intimidated by that you want to impress with the way that you eat?
No, there's two chefs. I recently went to a sushi meal that was unreal. It was in New York. It's called Sushi Show.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this.
And they have one in Hawaii too. It was insane. They brought me out a piece of sushi and they were like, this rice has been fermenting for 6 years. It tastes like Parmesan cheese. Like in the best way possible. And they would bring me out like a watermelon radish that was like 4 years old. But like on top of that, it was also like delicious food. It wasn't just like molecular gastronomy, weird shit that I'm scared of sometimes because I'm like, oh, I don't want to like sit through like a 10-hour meal. But his thing was crazy. Like you can't have like your cell phone. Like you can't take a picture. You can't. And then I really love this guy Yamamoto here.
Of course, Yamamoto.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I sent you.
Yeah. No, you sent me there, and he became like I became a regular.
He's so good.
He's so good. And you know what's so great about him is that he's at the highest level, but he will help. He's like he's kind, you know.
Alive.
So he's like making incredible sushi.
Oh my god,
super delicious.
I take lessons
creative.
from him.
And then it's also like he not going to get mad if you ask for the California roll. He'll just make you the best California roll ever made.
Yeah.
I've seen a video of you DJing while being fed Toro.
Yeah,
Can you care to comment?
I was like going to do a DJ thing and I was like, I don't love being in front of people. And I was like, what's a thing I can do to make it like I'm so busy and I can't talk to people while I'm doing. When you like go to a bar, I always try to keep like 2 drinks in my hand. So I'm like, oh, gotta go run these back. Yeah.
I need a prop at all times.
Yeah, I have a prop at all times.
Always
I can't
have a prop.
Being like stuck at a party with nothing in either one of your hands is crazy to me.
That's my greatest fear is to not have a way out of a conversation.
We're speaking the same language.
And
it's just like nothingness.
Empty-handed and there's nothing there.
And the talk is so nothingness. Oh my God. Sometimes I get so anxious if I see someone I know like across the street, I'll like duck into a store so I don't have to like talk to them.
My greatest fear is that they will see my attention waning and that they'll be mad and disappointed in me. And it's actually happens. But sorry, you're anxious about being in front of people.
Yeah, I'm anxious about being in front of people. So I have to DJ in front of like 5,000 people. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do it. And I'm doing it for a friend. I was at Yamamoto the day before and I just asked him, I was like, hey, I'm DJing tomorrow. Will you do sushi on the stage with me and feed me pieces of sushi while I'm DJing so I don't have to talk to people? And it was the best decision I've ever done in my life. First of all, having sushi in the club is crazy. Like imagine you're at like a party. Me and my friend always thought this was a dream of ours. Like if we were like single men in our 40s, we would go to a party and you're like walking around the party and then all of a sudden, like imagine a guy taps you on the shoulder and he says, hey, and you say, yeah. And they say, Benny would really love you to try this hand roll. And there's just a man and he's rolling hand rolls. He has like a cart like in his hand. And it's just like, or like you're like going to hit on a girl and they're just like, Benny just sent you over this like shrimp tempura roll. Like you would be head over heels.
I think that's amazing. And you know, it's giving like the Snoop Dogg blunt roller,
except
like a full-time sushi roller with like a tray. I think the idea of having, I think actually this could be designed is you watch the rehearsrsal with Nathan Fielder.
Yeah.
You know how he has the laptop table.
Yeah, of course. That's how I see it in my head.
It should be, it's like that.
Yeah, he has this full sushi table.
I mean, that's incredible. So the advantages of having the sushi being fed to you, one is that this is just like you're in your happy place. The sushi's being fed to you.
Number one.
Your mouth is full, so you cannot talk to anybody. And also because the sushi is right, you cannot disrespect.
Can't disrespect it. I have it in my hand.
You can't respect him.
I have things in my hand.
Yeah, you're like, you have a thing. You got one, you got to do this over here. And this is like the contradiction that I think is so interesting is like, if you're anxious about we're anxious about being in front of people, if that's how you feel, and yet you are a performer and you feel good, the energy of the audience must feel good a little bit. Like, why do you do it?
Because I enjoy the thing. Like I enjoy making songs so much. I enjoy making music videos. I enjoy like being on Dave. I enjoy that stuff. I just like, I guess the good outweighs the bad. If that makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think anyone would like a million eyeballs always on them. And I don't think it's like a mystery. I think there's a lot of people in my position that feel a similar way. But it is crazy though, how, yeah, it's like a shy feeling. I don't understand it. But I'm not shy with my friends.
Yeah. No, of course not.
At all.
In that case, it sounds like you're doing it as a favor for a friend to be in front of all those people. Right?
Are you? Do you find yourself shy when you're at a party?
I mean, this is the first time I've ever been on camera before, basically.
Really?
Well, except when I'm doing press. So
you look good in the 6 shots we have of you.
You get criticism. I mean, when you're at your level of fame, and especially, you know, because you're engaged to like the most famous person in the world, what happened? Like, how do you manage that?
I don't read any comments or anything. No. Why would you read a comment?
No, I'm not saying I don't know.
Like a comment is just like someone either being like, "Oh my God, you look amazing. I love you," or like it's like someone being like, "You're ugly." Like you're like so many things. And to me, it's just like, I don't need either one of the comments, so I don't read them. And nobody says that. Nobody walks down the street to you and they're like, "You're ugly," or like something like that. No, they're like, "I love you." Like most of the people like online, they are just trying to get a reaction out of you so you'll actually talk to them.
Right. Because they're looking for attention.
I always just try to be myself, and I'm not worried about what someone else is saying or anything. I could show someone like 10,000 comments and they'll find the 3 that are bad and just only harp on the 3 that are bad out of like 9,000.
Right, because that's what we see, because that's what we're looking for is like validation of our insecurities. How do you manage the symptom of it, of needing everybody to like you?
I just try to put out like the best version of myself and try not to be like a dick to people, and I don't really care what happens after that. If I can go to bed knowing that like I was like, oh, like I did my best today, I tried to like feed everyone and chill with everyone, then that's it. How
do you feel about disappointing people?
I'm so bad at it. I'll sit there and like say hello to like every I'm like, I hate disappointing people. I don't ever cancel anything. I can literally remember the last time I canceled a meeting. I literally can remember it. And it was like 9 years ago.
Wow.
And it was a mistake in my calendar.
Oh man. And how did that make you feel?
Terrible. I don't like letting people down.
Why?
Probably something from my childhood. Come on, Mr. Armchair.
No, you tell me. I'm asking you.
I don't know. Probably something from my childhood. Diagnose me. Here's my life right now. I achieved everything I wanted to achieve. Like I climbed my like mountain. I like did it. I first did it in like 2015. And then I was like, where do I go? And then I was like, I guess I'll be an artist again. Like really, this is exactly what happened. Okay, in 2015, I was sitting with Ed Sheeran. We were backstage at like his stadium show. And we just finished watching The Defiant Ones. We're sitting there. He says, what the fuck are we going to do with our lives? And I said, what? He said, we're not doing enough. Like, what are we going to do with our lives? And literally, as he said that, a man knocks on the door and he's like, 2 minutes, Ed. And they grab Ed and he runs. And as he's running out the door, you could hear the screams, and he's playing for 80,000 people sold out. And then I'm sitting there and I have like a giant teddy bear that a fan just gave him. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are we going to do with our lives? And I realized in that moment, I was like so tired of like making songs for other people and starting a record label and doing all this stuff. And I was like, I need to like do something that fulfills me. I was like, I want to be the person in charge of the music video. I want to be in charge of the marketing. And I remember being like, looking at Dr. Dre, and he was like, his record label really took off when he became the artist. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll do that. And I remember being backstage calling my managers, and they were like, that sounds amazing. And then like, I was like, okay, me and Ed, like a few days later, we'd made a demo called East Side, and it became my first song. And I remember asking him, and I was like, do you think you'd let me use this for me? And I thought he was gonna be like, dude, just like shut up and make me my songs. But he was just like, no, of course I'll let you use this. That's such a good idea. I don't know why it took you so long to do this in the first place. And I was like, okay. And no one in pop was doing this. Like no one in pop is an artist, like that's a producer. Like there's people in like rap music who do it and dance, but there's no one in pop. And I put the song out. I knew like eventually I'd have like a big song. If I like did it for 3 or 4 years, I could do it. But my first song became huge. And then I was like, well, what do I do now? This is supposed to be like my new mountain for 10 years. And then after that happened, I was like, what are the things I want to do? And I'm in the process. Like I have like a little like list. Like, do you have a checklist in your life of like things you still want to do? I don't know if you do. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a physical thing, but
No,
yes,
in your brain.
Yeah, there's certain things that I want to do.
Yeah, it's like
I'm working towards.
Some people are like you're like, oh, I want to make like, I'm sure one of yours is like, I want to make like an amazing like feature film.
Yes.
That is one of yours?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has like their own one. And then some of them are like
a scripted, a movie. Yeah.
And then some of mine are like small, like, oh my God, like I really want to like eventually like have like a bed and breakfast in the middle of nowhere. Or like, I want to like have like the best children, or like, I want to, you want to do certain things. So it's like, after I climbed that mountain, I was sitting there like, what am I going to do now? And then I realized that there was all these things that I want to do. And some of them are so small. Some of them are like so insignificant. I don't know how to ride a bicycle. I want to ride a bicycle.
Okay. You were going to be an art, like your trajectory was to be a rapper. You were the performer at the beginning.
That's what I wanted to do.
Then you felt the eyes of all the people.
Yeah, and I got creeped out.
You kind of feel like you've let go of that a little bit.
I let go of it because I was like, what am I going to do? Just like make songs for like other people until I'm like 70? I don't want to do that. It doesn't make me excited. I like keeping myself excited. I'm making a cooking show. I make a book. I make another book. I do that stuff excites me. Once you start to do something, I'm sure this happened to you. When you made Jiro Dreams of Sushi, you get put in a box. They're like, oh, you're like the documentary guy. Then you start making Chef's Table, and they're like, oh yeah, you're like the chef food guy. And nobody even like takes you. Like, I just want to like keep moving. I'm not in the box. I want to like throw the box in the air and have like confetti come out of it.
I think it's like you don't want to be defined by, because like you were assigned to a thing. You're going on the tour. You have to be an artist that's fitting this mold when you're a teenager. Yeah. And now you realize like, wait a minute, I can actually DJ in front of people. If I'm just allowed to have sushi put in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like you can just be fully, you
can create your own reality.
You've accepted that you can just be fully yourself. And that's actually what makes you successful, is just by being sincere and being yourself.
Yeah, I heard
plus talent.
I heard mostly not talent, but I heard this thing one time, and I always think about it, where it's like, be yourself because everyone else is taken. And I love that quote, and I always try to think about that.